Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of the Silent Pump Podcast with your hosts Travis and Jason. Jaso, how we doing?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Episode two for you. I appreciate you hopping on with us. Um, we're going to get right into it. This week's sticker, and I periodically try to remind people that are new here, we give out a sticker and a gasser early in each episode sticker. A helmet sticker goes on a football helmet when you do something good. A gasser, you got to run a gasser. It used to be called something else back in the day when you do some bad shit. I have this week's sticker. JSO has the gasser. This week's sticker is a little bit different in that it's not a good thing per se. It's more of a shout out and an appreciation. I don't know, Jason, did you see the story a few days ago with Jason Collins, the former NBA guy?
No. Is
So,
he the former, is he the one that came out as gay?
yeah, he was the
Like one of the
first,
first ones, or maybe the
he
first one?
was the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not just in the NBA, but in the major sport things. Um, I saw, I think it was this summer, he or his family announced that he had a brain tumor and was going through that deal. Um, and I just saw that kind of briefly this summer, didn't think a ton about it aside from the fact that I had one. And um, as an aside, I've mentioned that occasionally in my writing, and I feel like I talk about it all the time. So bear with me if you've heard me talk about it. If I had someone in the last couple of weeks reach out to me about it and say they were surprised about it, and I'm like, well, I write about it, but for me, it feels like I write about it all the time. For a lot of people, they haven't heard about it. Anyway, um, mine was very treatable, removed. I'm 100% healthy. Um, his was the opposite. He just announced in the last week that it was really aggressive and um, operable, but not completely removable. So anyway, he has ballpark 11 to 14 months to live. And he's going to try some other experimental treatments. But my sticker is really a shout out and a prayers to his family and also to people that listen. Like shit happens sometimes in life that sidewinds you. So if it's not happening to you right now, count your blessings and appreciate what other people might be going through that you don't know they're going through. And hopefully, the way things go with medicine, 11 to 14 months might be 24 to 48 to whatever. So that's my sticker this week.
Man, that was heavy, man. I didn't expect that. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go to a gasser about pajamas. So
Friggin' A, let's go. Pajamas, bullshit.
but yeah, amen to that though. I mean that's rough. So I didn't see that news, but obviously, anybody going through something like that is no good. But yeah, the gasser, I don't really know why this bothers me, but it bothers me. Pajamas in public, walking around, grocery store, mall, whatever it is. Um, your thoughts on that? Does it bother you as well, or are you like, I don't give a shit. Doesn't matter.
No, it bothers me a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. And I have more empathy for, well, children, I don't give a shit about, but
No.
I have more empathy for women. I have way less for men. And it's like, first of all, I don't own pajamas. I have like some sweatpants, but I, I grew up in a time where you did not wear anything outside of pants outside.
Right. I mean, shorts, right? You could wear shorts outside.
Right. But it's just the dumbing down of America
Yeah.
that is
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it.
excessive.
I don't own like a pajama set, but like, you see dudes out with like they got, I don't know, fucking Christmas trees and whatever, right? Like clearly, and usually they're dirty too. I think that's the other part that bothers me.
Yeah.
There's all cat hair, dog hair all over them, stains or something. Like
Yeah,
what are
it's
we doing?
pajamas with Crocs and or
Yeah.
flip-flops and to
Right. Now
shower,
you got your
piss.
dogs out and you look scrubby and you probably stink. You
Right.
just the other thing that I don't understand is I put shit in my pockets, right? You put like your keys in your pocket, your wallet, whatever. Those pants just fall down. You ever see somebody trying to like move
Oh,
quickly in those and they're
yeah.
hiking their pants up the whole time? And I'm like, well, you dipshit, if you wore real
Right.
pants outside that would stay up like a normal human, then you'd be fine.
Yes. I feel like that might be one of the reasons why I stopped wearing pajamas because you have your phone now and you're in the house. And if you put your phone in your pajama pants,
Yeah.
half the time you're pulling it up.
And these phones are large now. They have some heft to them.
They're
But
large
yeah.
and they're heavy.
Hmm.
Um, all right, weekly reminder to rate, review, or subscribe us on any of the things that you're listening to this to. Also, we have co-winners of the comment of the week this week. That's going to be talked about at the end. Anybody watching this on YouTube or on any of the clips that we post on other things will see Jason and I sipping on some bourbon tonight. We were very lucky enough to have wives that love us and appreciate our, actually, it's whiskey tonight, but our love of booze. And they bought us a, oh shit, what do you call that thing?
Advent calendar.
Advent calendar. Right. So Christian. They
Yeah.
bought us a advent calendar of 24 whatever of little vials of booze. I'm going to show anybody that's watching the vial of booze. And tonight is a Chinese whiskey. First of all, before we get started, this vial of booze, which is super cool, makes me think, and it's not the alcoholic in me, it's the cheap person in me. Do you think these things can get on our carry-on if we travel?
Yeah, they can because they're only like an ounce and a half, I
That's what
think.
I thought.
Yeah.
Nice.
And you can
Um,
do 3 ounces. We can fill a whole gallon thing of them.
you can have as many 3 ounces as you want.
Yeah. As long as it fits into a 1 gallon
Sure.
like Ziploc
Oh,
or whatever.
Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something
Um,
clear.
have you tried this bad boy yet?
I have.
And
I think it is okay.
okay,
I don't
it's better than bad.
better than bad. I will finish it. There was only one so far that I didn't like at all. And the rest of them,
Yeah, I would agree with that. I just took my first taste. Which one did you not like so far?
I think it was the one you liked. It was like a Japanese
Oh,
something. I thought it was terrible.
hmm.
And I'm really, you've probably learned this too, or you already knew this about me. Like I'm pretty unsophisticated with my palate. So I'm like, I think, I don't know what was wrong with it. It was just harsh and like
Yeah.
just some sort of bite to it that I didn't like. I tend to like the sweeter bourbons. Like if they describe it, I can never taste this when I try it, but if they describe it with like caramel and vanilla, stuff like that in the bourbon description, I'm like, I'm probably gonna like that. So those are the ones I typically gravitate to.
Gravitate to. Um, I just learned in the last year that I like, not learned, but rye. Is it bourbon or whiskey that is a rye? It's bourbon, right?
Yeah, I think you can probably do either.
Okay.
Um,
Um, but that was something that for my entire adult life I didn't like, and then I tried it again in the last year, and I liked it. So
yeah,
um, people
yeah.
should keep trying stuff.
Angels Envy Rye is like
Yeah.
that's my favorite.
I did a taste testing last year against the normal one and the rye one, expecting to not like the rye one, and I liked it
Yeah.
very much.
Did
Um,
you have the one that's aged in tequila barrels yet? I don't know where you are in the.
oh,
I'm
you
behind a
mean
few
in,
days. This in this advent calendar thing.
I
I
don't
think it
think so.
was yesterday's, or no, it wouldn't have been yesterday's. I'm behind. I had it yesterday, but it was like the ninth, maybe. But whatever it was some sort of whiskey, and they aged it in a tequila barrel,
Wow.
and it did have a little bit of like tequila aftertaste to it. I thought it was pretty good.
That's one of those ones where I wonder if you had it before reading the thing, like would you notice
Yeah,
Um, Kim does that, my wife, to me with wine. Like we'll have different wines at dinner, a glass, and she'll say, "Oh, this is this," and then hand it to me. And I'm like, "Oh, you shouldn't have told me that because I
Right.
want to try to figure out if I know what kind it is or if I like it." Um, the one thing this tasting has helped me with is we have one of those. I know Jason knows this, but a few years ago we got a new refrigerator in our kitchen, and it makes whiskey balls at the bottom in the freezer. And I don't use them a whole lot, but I've started to use them with this. And do you know the whole deal with ice and when it's clear and when
Hmm.
it's white?
Yep.
I So they're balls, and when they come out of the thing, they're completely clear. And then when they sit, whatever the bad stuff is, congeals at the bottom and makes kind of that cloudiness. And I feel like I've noticed that when I pick the balls that are less cloudy,
Cloudy
we can't
balls.
we can't not laugh when we say the word balls. Um, I feel like that makes a difference.
Really? You can like taste the difference or it just looks prettier.
It definitely looks prettier, but I feel like there's like it has to be a mental thing because I'm not that good at tasting it, but I
Yeah.
feel like it tastes more like whatever I'm supposed to be tasting it like.
Yeah. I have big cubes like rectangle or squares.
Mm.
But they're not clear at all. There's a bunch of air in there. So I don't know what the fancy clear ice tastes like.
Yeah, well, come to my house.
Yeah, I'll have to come over to bring my tasters. But I do like these tasters. It's been fun, even though I'm
It's really fun.
behind. Like, who cares if it takes me until January? That's fine.
Right.
Um, but I
We
dig it.
we tried that a few years ago. One of our friends, Brian, was all about the Costco wine advent ta calendar.
Oh yeah,
And so eventually I bought one. Um, but I think my wife has a higher threshold for taste of wine than what Costco put out. So we may still have a few bottles of that advent calendar
that's
behind
fair.
us.
You
Um,
mentioned the side by side test of like wines. Do you find that you normally pick the most expensive one? Of like if you don't know and you're just like, hey, your wife's like, hey, try this one or that one. Do you normally pick the more expensive one or is it kind of a mix?
Typically, what I'm trying to do, because I'm such a rookie at it, is just figure out what it is. So
Oh,
I would like her to not tell me, oh, I got, a cab or Merlot or whatever, so
I
that I
see.
can at least taste it and guess that. And I have gotten better at that. We talked about this a little bit, Jason and I, before we got on tonight, but I think wine and bourbons and whiskeys, we're both in agreement that, like, if it's shit, we can tell it's shit. And if it's good, we can tell it's good. We can't tell if it's like $50 good or $500 good. Not that I've had much of that in my life. Agree?
Yeah, agreed. I will say though, I usually annoy myself because if Michelle's like, hey, try these two, I try them, and I almost every time like the more expensive one, not
Uh,
knowing what it is. But I want to like the cheaper one because I don't want to buy expensive shit, and be like, yeah, that cheaper one's great, just get that. But I'm like, ooh, this one's good. She's like, well, that one's three times the price of that one. I'm like, well, that give me something closer. Like that's not even
it
a
should be
comparison.
3 to 1.
Yeah, right. She gives me some, $20 bottle and a $100 bottle, whatever it
What
is.
you're telling us is you're a highfalutin wine drinker.
Very fancy. Very.
How fancy like. All right, we're going to talk about the Scott Galloway post that I wrote about last week. And this is one of the first things I wrote about and I was kind of excited about it, that people push back on me that they didn't agree with me about, which I like. Um, I was trying to I made the analogy that Scott Galloway, and I understand that some people don't even know who he is. Um, but he talks a lot about business, but also masculinity. I was making the analogy of him to Lance Armstrong, who everybody knows about as a lying sack of shit. Um, just basically in terms of who we listen to as men about, you know, what is good, what is bad. Um, what was your takeaway? Was I wildly off? Have you heard of that guy before? Do you like him? Do you dislike him? We're
Yeah.
gonna kind of appreciate the fact that most people probably dislike Lance Armstrong. What do you think?
Yeah, I've seen Galloway on Bill Maher's show.
Mm.
So I don't watch Bill Maher religiously, but like even 20 years ago, I'd watch him. So I like Bill Maher. I like his show. He's been on there. This Galloway guy's been on there a few times, and that's where I first saw him. I didn't realize he was like in marketing or something, right? And he sold his marketing company and made a bunch of money, and now he's a professor or whatever he is. So I know him from that. Um, your point, I understand your point of like saying that I was a shitty person, but then I made a bunch of money and then realized, well, I could be nice now. Is like why did that have to happen for you to be a good person? Was that basically your point of like that doesn't make any sense? Like if you gave anybody millions of dollars, it's a lot easier to be nice when you already have everything you want in the world and you can
Yeah, that was the
go
gist.
and do
Yeah,
that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that makes sense. He always kind of seems like a smug,
yeah.
douchey kind of guy, right? Um, so I don't know. I'm curious though, like, so under what circumstances would that be different? Like, I agree with you, the money thing is kind of weird as like a reason, right? Well, I got rich and now like I do the right thing. Basically because I got what I wanted in life, which was to get rich. And now that I am, I can do the right thing. It's like I don't know that that's exactly what he's saying or is actually doing, but it kind of seems that way.
To me, but
Yeah, but what if it was like, well, so we'll go back to sort of a brain tumor, right? What if it's like someone was an asshole, they had this event in their life that made them realize that like, oh, I'm just like I haven't been a good person and haven't appreciated everything that I do have, and then because of that event, now they're a good person. Like, is that a different situation
no,
in your
I don't.
mind?
In my brain, it's not a different situation. Um, but I guess the point I was trying to make, which again, I really feel like I dropped the ball on, but was there are so many men. That's one of the reasons why I enjoy writing and talking about these things because there are so many men uh, like you and like the people that you work with or that might be listening to this that just work and are dads and husbands and from the very beginning, like my dad and your dad just did the right thing always. And I feel like there's very few people in the public domain now that are just like good people. And
Sure.
part of
Yeah.
that is because of I think the nature of all of this. Like, who wants to be famous? Like, it sounds
Right.
gross to me. It takes a certain amount of narcissism to be famous, but also then all of a sudden, the only people that are famous and the only people that people are listening to are narcissists. Like, it's this
Yeah.
cycle of grossness. And, I would like to see somebody that, like, I was thinking about this earlier today when Dr. Phil became popular on Oprah all those years ago. One of the reasons I think he became popular is because he was just like normal. He was
Right.
saying normal shit about, no, that's dumb. That's
Yeah.
wrong. Um,
Right.
now, the sad part is I think he got like indoctrinated by the richness and Oprah and just
Yeah.
how can I stay in the public consciousness. But his initial why he was popular, I think, was just because he was like a normal guy telling people normal shit.
Right. Yeah, there aren't too many people that can kind of do it the way you're saying, right? Like Warren Buffett comes to mind. And
Yeah, for sure.
Charlie Inger, I think his partner's name was like, he seems like a guy who, yeah, he's worth billions, right? But he lives in the same house. He eats McDonald's every day on his way to work. He still just works. Like he seems like a guy that's genuinely like admired and a good person for the right reasons, as
Mhm.
opposed to I'm going to make a bunch of money. I'm going to be out. I mean, even Elon Musk, right? Is like, yeah, the guy's a genius, but he wants that attention all the time.
Yeah, he's a horrible person.
Yeah, right.
He might be doing great for humanity by certain things, but like anybody that has X amount of kids from X amount of women,
Right.
in my and I know your opinion, is a horrible person because you can't be a good dad to those people. And that, as again, if you're getting back to manhood, like one of the biggest things is trying to be a good dad. We're all
Yeah.
going to wind up being shitty at it, but they're,
Yeah.
I was actually talking to a guy today that is in his 70s and has studied all of this. And, he said the same thing. His dad was a war veteran and a bunch of things. And he's like, yeah, he did the best he could with what he had, trying to, you know, raise us. But the other thing about Galloway, and then we'll move on, is um, there's a pomposity to him that annoys the shit out of me. Like I really like listening to his podcast. I've just found it in the last few months because it feeds a little bit to me into the money stuff, which I don't understand in Wall Street. Uh, and so I'm learning a little bit that way. Um, but then he does also talk about, as much as I don't love where he comes from, uh, the struggles that men go through, and particularly young men go through, that
Mhm.
I find myself agreeing with. I just, like I said, I'd rather hear it from somebody that treated people well longer.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. And I agree too that I think a lot of those people are the ones that are in the public eye because they want to be, right? I mean, this is a very small example, but like where Michelle and I went to school, we donate to that college every year, right? And it's not a mind-blowing amount. But it goes to scholarships. There's like a chancellor's fund, and we're like, hey, which is basically like however you want to use it, go ahead and use it. So we met with the guy. I met with him on Monday, and he's like, all right, well, we can set up like if you want to pledge, whatever that means, the same amount you've been doing, but do it over X number of years, then we can set up a scholarship and we can call it whatever you want. So we can put your name on it and you can, be involved. And I was like, I'm good. I don't need a Saborski scholar. Like I'll donate the same, I'll do what I'm doing, but I don't want my name on it. Like I'm not doing it because I want the recognition that I donated. I'm doing it just to help someone, and that can be behind the scenes. Like I don't need that. So that's like a small example, right? But like that's to your point of like the people that are going to get known are the people that are like, I want my name on this building,
Right.
or I want this or that. And if I'm going to do this, I'm in it for myself, and I just happen to have a bunch of money that doesn't fucking matter. I can just throw it out there. So
Um, I recommended a book maybe a month or so ago about the diesel engine, and it was really obscure, but in it
I
they
was going to
talked.
say it sounds kind of shitty.
Oh my God, it's so good. First of all, I didn't know there was a guy named Diesel. But anyway, in the book, they talked about the Nobel family. First of all, I didn't know there was a family, the Nobel
Yeah.
prizes.
Hmm.
Um, well, the person that did what you're talking about doing with your scholarship for the Nobel stuff was basically a really shitty person. He got to the end of his life and he's like, oh my gosh, the only thing anybody's going to ever remember me for is all of this shit that I've done. And
Yeah.
so he endowed all of these Nobel Peace Prizes that are still going on in his name for all of this good stuff to try to make up for all the shit he did in his life.
Yeah. Crazy.
Right. Um,
I think it was
okay.
Vin Diesel. That's who created it. The diesel
The
engine.
diesel engine.
Yeah. That'd be like a Trump comment. Did you know Vin Diesel?
That should be one of those man on the street things.
Yeah,
Somebody should go interview people for.
for sure.
Think
Yeah.
about Vin Diesel inventing the diesel engine. I would bet you'd get like a 50%
Oh yeah.
ratio of like, oh yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Loved it. He's great.
He's so smart.
Yeah.
Um, I was actually there was several people when I was younger that said I look like Vin Diesel.
I can see that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to take that as a compliment or a.
Not now though. Vin Diesel's kind of ballooned up.
He's gotten a little big.
Young Vin Diesel.
All right, appreciate it. Uh, we have two comments of the week last week, and I'm gonna break out my readers because I have to read part of it from my phone. But the first comment of the week was from my mom, Joyce, in Westchester, Pennsylvania.
Good
She
job, Joyce.
corrected me. We were talking about Hugh Jackman, and uh, I didn't think he cheated on his wife. It sounds like he might have cheated on his wife, and that's why he's
Hmm.
broke up. There's not confirmation, but
Hmm. That's
um,
unfortunate.
it's always unfortunate, right?
Yeah. They did not match.
Well, do you know their backstory?
I do. Like they were married forever, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean, it's cool. It's cute. But like if you looked at them,
Yeah, but if you looked at them 25 years ago, they
fair,
matched a little more.
fair. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like when, well, whatever. Hopefully he did not do that and they split amicably.
I
And
know
then,
you're going to say though, like, yeah,
because I still like him. I want to like him.
yeah. Well, and that was the context in which he came up last time is he was in Wisconsin and did cool shit.
He
But then
did.
it's like, oh, he's an asshole. Like, how many times do you find that out? Like, I love this guy. Oh, he's an asshole too. Great.
Yep.
Wonderful. Um, Okay, the other comment is from William Weaver. Appreciate it. He commented on our Florida Man game, and his birthday is on Christmas. So everybody Google William Weaver and send him a Christmas card. But he does not ever look for the Florida Man game because apparently on Christmas it gets ape shit. And I said, well, I'm going to do that then because that sounds really fun. Um, so I Googled it and he was not lying. I'm only going to read the first three that show up and they're in chronological order. So we stop at 2020 because you could just keep going on and they are better than the three or four that I read last week. So um, the first one is from 2023. Here we go. A Florida man, Eliezer Armando Reyes Rios, was arrested after crashing his car and fleeing from deputies. He was found hiding in a construction site where he was seen on aviation unit video making dirt angels in a pile of soil. 2022, a Florida man was arrested for aggravated animal cruelty. I almost stopped reading this one because it's like I cannot stand that, but I kept going and it's funny. And aggravated assault after allegedly bludgeoning and shooting his roommate's pet raccoon with a BB gun and threatening a neighbor with a sewing needle on Christmas Day. In a separate incident around the same time, another Florida man was arrested for allegedly hitting his wife with a Christmas tree when she asked him for help making dinner. Same flipping day.
Wait, so the dude, he shot the raccoon, right? But
Yes.
then he threatened somebody with a sewing needle. Why didn't he threaten them with the gun?
Bro, it's Florida. I
What's
don't
he
know.
like a sewing needle? The fuck?
Just know if that had involved a dog, I would not have read it. All right,
Fair.
last one. 2020. A Florida man, Jonathan Day, was arrested after allegedly throwing golf clubs into traffic on Interstate 75 near Tampa and then punching a trooper who pulled him over. I completely relate to you, Jonathan Day. I would throw my flippin' golf clubs into the interstate and punch a trooper if I shot 100.
Oh man, someday I'll get under 100 and I'll be there with you.
Oh, you totally will.
Those are
The
good.
days when you're not working.
Those are good. What do you think so that Christmas Day, the craziest, what do you think is crazier? You think like 4th of July would be crazier? What's like the
I mean,
craziest day of the year? New Year's in
oof.
Florida.
I think less people work on New Year's maybe than 4th of July, but 4th of July involves a lot of pyrotechnics.
You're probably just getting a lot of the same thing, Florida man blows his arm off doing whatever. It's right. It's probably a lot of that. New Year's, you might get some more crazy shit. People just hammered.
Weird shit.
Yeah, just hammered,
Right.
tackling alligators or doing whatever, eating tree bark, whatever they're whatever they're doing.
That almost sounds Philly. Not tree bark, but
Climbing greased up poles to
poles and yeah,
bring them down. Yeah,
poop and the things those weirdos do.
yeah.
All right, on that note, we're gonna take a knee, brother.
Take a knee. See you, boss.